Okay, so finally being able to get up and get our acceleration here now. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're going to be going over a 2022 Hyundai Kona N Line. First and foremost, so a huge shout out and thank you to the Ken Garf Hyundai of Southtown for giving me some time with this Kona N Line. Check out their inventory in the description down below. Let's get right into the video. So under the hood, we have a turbocharged 1.6 liter 4-cylinder that goes through a 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 27 around town and then 32 on the highway, with power outputs being 195 horsepower and then 195 pound-feet of torque, and also turbo. Now let's go over the front end of the N Line. First off, I love this in red because it really just pops. So first off, notice the hood here with the body lines. They're really nice and kind of make the car look a little bit more muscular. I love how they're like, you know what, we need to make this car look more aggressive, so we got to add some venting. Wait, that ruins the aerodynamic efficiency of the car, so we got to close off the venting. But anyways, we've got the LED accent light right here. We've got the reflector lights just down below. I love all of the accenting here off to the side, and then with the grille as well. And I'm actually okay that a lot of this is closed off because again, that helps out with aerodynamic efficiency, which will improve fuel economy, right? And then you guys can see the sensor there at the very bottom. And overall, I think the N Line looks really good from a front end perspective. Coming around the side here, we've got two 35mm tires wrapped around 18-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you can see the design on the wheels is pretty crazy. It's something that Hyundai is just kind of known for at this point, is just doing really intricate wheel designs. And I really like it because then it makes it so that you don't feel the need to get an aftermarket wheel ever. So yeah, I think it looks great. And then also the dark metallic gray I think looks fantastic as well. I love how the fender flare right here kind of bulges out pretty far. Got the N Line badge right there. Notice how the mirror has been blacked out. You got all the blacked out window trim as well, and then in the rear as well, it also bulges out, so it kind of gives it this nice aggressive look from the side profile. And yeah, there's everything for the side. Now here's our key fob. Notice how you've got the Hyundai logo there on the back. We have the lock, the unlock, and then the remote start. As for opening up the hatch, there's just this little button right here you have to press. It is a hydraulic opening hatch, so yeah, pretty normal stuff. Popping here into the rear, notice how we have all of the floor mats here in the back, and then you've got the Kona logo right there for the covering, and then you can see the extra storage space underneath that. And then, wait, there's more. We got the spare tire underneath that. So yeah, quite a bit happening. And also there's already a built-in cargo, well, yeah, built-in cargo cover. So that's also nice. You can grab this handle, throw it down. It's usually easier to grab the hatch like that, and that's all. Now let's finish things off with the rear of the N Line. So first off, you've got this black accent piece here, and now you guys can see the rails there at the top. And then I really like the look here of the taillights. I think that's really nice. Got the Kona badge. You got our 1.6T all-wheel drive badge on the other side. You got the exhaust tips poking out the bottom, and then all the accenting down here I think looks really nice. And overall, it's just has a nice looking back end, and yeah, it's still pretty aggressive. You guys can see everything kind of popping out there on the side. And here's the door panel in the rear. I really like the texturing here. Pretty basic from a material standpoint with that, but you guys can see the seats now. So we got cloth, got the red stitching because, you know, sporty, right? And then you can see right here, it's a little bit rougher on the center insert, but it looks really cool texturally. Now, popping in, legroom, pretty decent. You guys can see headroom's pretty good as well. And then this does pull down to be an armrest with some cup holders in it, which is definitely nice. And let's head to the front. Now here's the door panel at the front. So again, you can see similar materials to what you have in the rear. We do have blind spot monitoring here for the mirrors. Got all of our window controls here with the adjustments there for the mirror. Harman Kardon sound system as well. And then here are the seats at the front. So again, you can see you've got the cloth here with the N logo right there. You've got all the red stitching, and then you can see here in the center portion with the seats. Power adjustments there on the side. Pedals down below, which look really nice. We've got this for our hill descent control. We've got stability control. I like the red on the venting right there. The steering wheel is manually adjustable, and there's where we're looking for. We pop in. So here is the steering wheel. We've got really nice leather here at the top and at the bottom with the N logo. Purple leather here on the side, and then the red stitching. Overall, I think they killed it from a steering wheel perspective. We have our cruise control with the steering assistance on it, pages button for the center stack, volume, voice command controls, all that fun stuff, turn signal light stock, windshield wiper stock, and that's all for the steering wheel. Now here is the center gauge cluster. First off, we've got some different drive modes we can go through. So we've got normal, Sport, which makes it aggressive. Then we have our Smart mode. Definitely love how it looks in Sport mode. But aside from that, you guys can see that with the digital gauge cluster, I think it looks great. You've got some menus you can scroll through to see different bits of information. Like this, for example, I'll keep on, which will show us where the torque is going to be split with that all-wheel drive system. And, well, that's all for that. So here's the center infotainment system. First off, we're going to pop it into reverse. So you've got the backup camera that turns with the trajectory lines. If you guys are running on the coloration on the camera, it's because there's a little sticker on the camera. But anyways, it's a good backup camera. As for the rest of the infotainment system, we've got the navigation screen right here, which responds well. And I think the infotainment system overall is pretty easy to use. You've got the shortcut buttons on it. You guys can see response time with the screen is great. It's easy to use, has the sounds of nature, which is very important. And also analog controls are at the bottom. And so, yeah, that's all. Really like this trim here. I think that looks pretty cool. Got the red on the venting again. Climate control, just have a single zone climate here in the N line. And all the other climate controls down below. Wireless phone charger with our little charging ports in the 12 volts. We have the shifter, which definitely looks really nice. Has the N logo on it with all the stitching. Got the manual shift function for that 7-speed dual clutch. Drive mode select. We have the locker. Heated seats here for the front passengers. That's for the auto stop start. Parking brake, auto hold. Got some cup holders here, and then you can see the center console with the storage space inside of that. And then coming over here to the glove box, you can see the storage space with that. And then sunroof. We actually have sunroof. That is nice. Then you can see that we've got the sunglass holder. And then as for the mirror, it does have a manual dimmer on it. So here's our window sticker, which is half off the window right now. That is my bad. Anyways, you guys really just need to see the added features so you guys can see all the stuff that this particular car has. And then also there's some stuff with the N line stuff that's added to it, and the camera doesn't want to focus. So anyways, total MSRP $31,345. And let's take it out and see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. There's your visibility of the hood. Both mirrors, again, they got blind spot. And throughout the rest of the rear. And, well, let's set off. Now we are going to be setting off here in the Kona N Line. And obviously, the Kona gets some cool stuff for this year because it also gets the N, which will be interesting for me to drive. But as for the N Line, this is probably the more practical version for most people because it's all-wheel drive. And the thing I have to mention is this thing drives great. So first off, steering's actually really good. It's very tight, and it has a sporty feel to it, I will say that. I'm gonna pop it over in the sport mode, speaking of sporty feels. And also I'm noticing that it's keeping it in front wheel drive most of the time, which is great because that is going to save on fuel actually. Now I'm going to get a turn here. This thing's zippy. Yeah, that dual clutch is super quick to respond. I'm actually gonna pop into the manual mode. See how that is. Yeah, really smooth with the downshifts in the manual mode. So that's definitely a positive. Suspension's pretty compliant as well. It's a pretty loud, windy day today. And I mean, I can hear some wind noise and some noise from the other cars, but it's relatively quiet here in the interior. While we're waiting here, seat comfort's actually really good. The seats are nicely bolstered, so they hold you in place pretty well. But then on top of that, they've got nice enough padding that it's just it's a comfortable experience overall. Okay, so finally being able to get up and get our acceleration here now. Yep, pretty good from an acceleration perspective for being a little zippy SUV. It's fun. It definitely it likes to go into the just send all the power to the front wheels. I am noticing that because I have this power split put up, and as soon as it can send power to the front wheels, it does. But I get on the gas a little bit and it'll send a little bit to the back. But this definitely drives like it's more front wheel drive almost. But you obviously get the added grip with the power it's being sent to the rear. So I guess let's get into summing things up here with this N Line. What are you doing, Tesla? Okay, now you turn your turn signal for... We're just gonna leave that in the video. Just sitting in the middle of the line. No turn signal, Tesla owners. Tesla owners. So I guess summing things up and giving this a score, yet again. Exterior-wise, I think it looks great. Interior-wise, relatively bare bones, but it's got all the stuff that you need, so I think it's pretty good from an interior perspective. And then in terms of the driving, it's fun. I think it's practical with the all-wheel drive. It's got good steering. It's got like a little zippy feel. Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of driving like a little lifted hatchback pretty much. It's fun. It's a fun car. So if that's what you're looking for, I would definitely check out this new Kona N Line. And again, this has all-wheel drive, unlike the N, which will be front-wheel drive. So you do get that added practicality. And as per score for this segment, little SUV, just over $30,000, sporty looking, all that fun stuff. Give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's just a little bit better than average. Now that's gonna sum things up for our video on this 2022 Hyundai Kona N Line. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Ken Garf Hyundai here in Southtown for giving me some time with the Kona. Check out the inventory link below. I'll see all of you in the next video.